fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Sir, are you sure you want to use those ways? That spell is forbidden. Yes, I understand. However, it is needed. Now, give the orders. Gather the mages. It's time we perform a little bit of a magic. Now, with that being said, hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off, we had Dorzaya, who, he has just arrived in the demi-human nation after faking his own death on the battlefield. And it has been somewhat of a crazy journey. Now, Midoriya, he has disguised himself as a demi-human wolf, with black hair, a black tail and black ears. And after heading into Belle's hometown, where she was born and taken from, Midoriya, he did discover a few things. Him fighting against a man who was a commander of this small town's army. As he did then inform Midoriya about how the Wolf Clan, or the Black Wolf Clan as they're called, they are never seen by anyone. It's believed that they were all wiped out. The warriors, they all went to the battlefields and died. And, well, that's whenever other demi-humans, such as the women and children, they mysteriously vanished. It's unknown what happened to them. It's assumed that they packed up and left. However, if you head to a place where their villages used to once stand, there's many mysteries that can be assumed from this place. Now, with that being said, we do actually then have Midoriya, who he realizes that he's stuck as a celebrity in this town, since he's seen as a legendary monster. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, he would have headed back to the inn with Belle, Lee, and Ray. As they do check into their rooms, and the woman at the front desk, she does just keep staring at Midoriya. Midoriya turning her way as she does see him. He's a, well, to put it in a way she does see it, very fit and strong young man. Along with that, she does see him as very handsome. Now, Midoriya, he would get the room and then head over. The three following Midoriya as the lady shows his watch. As they all do head into the room, you do actually have Midoriya, he does sit down and at least try to think. Shit. Okay. Can any of you tell me why you never specified that a, well, demi-human black-haired wolf is a legendary monster? I was made unaware. I haven't been here. Sir, I'm, well, not from here. And then you do actually have Ray, who does just say she had no idea that there were any, well, variety, or at least clans of them. Aren't you an Oni? Yeah? Why? Don't you have an entire clan of people that you call home? Okay, yeah, so what about it? Oh, for fuck's sake. Now, you do actually then have Belle, who, her heart is pounding and racing. Her family still has to be here. There's gotta be some proof. She knows for a fact that her mother and father were killed during the attack on this village when she was taken. However, her brother and sister, they were able to get free. They were going to try and bring back people from the neighboring city and save them. However, she doesn't know what happened after that. Shortly afterwards, she was knocked out and smuggled across the country, or across the border into the human nation. Now, we do actually then have where she does turn to Josiah and ask him if she can head out and find her family. Now, you do actually have Ray and Lee who both do look surprised. As you do look at Josiah, who does think he's supposed to say that that's not a priority. Yeah, let's go. Ray does say standing up. Both the two quite surprised. Wait, you're heading out with her? Of course I am. As much as I hate people staring at me the way they are, I need to know more about the demi-humans. I'm curious, just keep it at that. However, while I'm gone, both of you two, you need to start catching up. What are you looking at their levels? Ray, she is getting stronger. She's at least a level 55 now. And Lee, she did at least get closer to 30. Let's just say level 28. We're informing them both that they're both being left behind because of his vast improvements in strength. So he does want them to at least adventure together if they do decide to train. Now, Midoriya would then go to walk out of the room, as Belle does leave with Midoriya. Now, the two they do begin to start walking around the city and asking questions. Many people staring at Midoriya as they do walk around. Now, they barely make any headway. Oh, this guy might know something. Oh, this guy might know something. Oh, this person might know something. Oh, this person was here when the attack happened. It's a whole lot. And then we actually do have where there is a shop that they do pull up to. Midoriya and Belle both walking in and asking the merchant if he knows anything about the attack that happened years ago. The man turning around does look on in surprise. There's no way he can mistake those ears and that hair, along with that face. Him walking over and asking if that's really little Bella, or really little him then saying a name Midoriya doesn't understand. Sorry, who are you? You don't remember? Him then continuing to say the name as he does talk about how she and her family used to live here. It's a surprise to see her again. He thought that she was killed. Now, she does at least begin to start talking to the man, talking about how she was enslaved and taken to the human nation. That is just, let's just say, east of here. Now, this is quite a surprise. The man then looking up at the big bad wolf as Midoriya just stand there with his arms crossed. How did you get away? Oh, because of him. You? You saved her? Yes. In fact, I was also enslaved there myself. Called a stroke of luck. And, well, a lot of blood. I thank you then. It means a lot. It warms a soul man's heart to know there's still at least more people alive from then. About that, we're looking for Belle's parents and her siblings. Now, the man's happy smile and, well, aura, they do immediately change. Midoriya picking up on that almost instantaneously as the words did leave his mouth. Well, Belle, correct? Yes, that is my name. No, it isn't. The man then re-saying Belle's actual name before she does specify that she doesn't like that one. It's the name that she was called as a slave. It's the name she was made to forget. talking about how Bella is her name because it's the name of her, well, as a free person. And the man he does actually watch her get quite defensive. Midoriya telling her to calm down as he does then ask for the information they're looking for. The man informing, well, this guy, or the Wolf Man, that Belle's parents, they're buried outside of town in the graveyard, along with Belle's older brother. Now, Belle, her eyes do begin to fill with tears. As, Midoriya he does just bring up his hand and directly hold it onto her head. And what of her sister? Her sister, that's an unknown thing. You see, her brother was struck down by guards. However, it's not much known about her. She may have gotten away, she may have been enslaved. Slave traders, they come around these parts because they catch people trying to flee. That nation's unstable right now. Slave traders? Yes. It's outlawed in this nation, but it still does happen. In fact, well, your sister might be enslaved like you were. Now, Belshazzar look at the man in shock. Midoriya asking if he knows anything more. No, I don't. However, well, your house is still around. Bell. You could probably try looking for clues there. I know the person who is currently residing there, they kept mementos, or at least items that were your family's. Maybe you could try that. It's not much to go on, but hopefully it does help you. Now, Midoriya, he does hear what the man does say. As Bell, she immediately just turn around and run out of this establishment, or let's just say shop. Midoriya turning to follow her as the guy does grab him by his wrist. Listen, you hanging out with that girl? As much as I want to thank you for everything you've done, bringing her back to her home, you need to stay away from her. Exactly why is that? You know what you are. You know exactly how dangerous you are. As much as I want to thank you for bringing her home, she is better off here without you. Really? Yes, we have the support of the nation, the region here. We have the guards. We have walls. This place is defendable. It's not the same place it used to be all those years ago. Now, Midoriya he just stared at the man's arm, bringing up his other hand and prying it off of his arm with no struggle. And the man just watched Midoriya, quite surprised. Listen to me. That girl, she's been with me for over a year. The moment I broke free of my own slave collar, my own symbol, if you will, Midoriya staring the man dead in the face, talking about how he went on a rampage. He murdered the man who bought her. He murdered the man who was his torturer. He murdered the man that was his teacher. And he murdered the people who sold him into that life. You sound like a monster. I know. It's not just that. I have plans for that nation. Many of them can't come through right now. However, I'm trying to be the best person I can. You're insane if you think that's good. Maybe. My sanity died when my heart was pulled out of my own chest. So, Roya letting go of the man's wrist as he does turn around, informing him that if, by any reason, the man tries to interfere again, they will have problems. Roya walking out to leave. As we do have currently Belle, who she's trying to run to her family's home, where it used to be. The place should still be standing. Now, as Roy he does get out of the shop, he does get a quick whiff. him turning as he does smell Belle's scent, and running in that direction at high speeds. Now, but the way he's holding back his speed, considering the fact that if he does let it loose here, it will be seen as incredibly abnormal. Now, Belle, she is, well, there. After a few minutes of running around and, while trying to get used to the area, she just found a place that does look very familiar. And she does remember whenever she does bring her hand up and see the way the stone is. The stone is lighter and darker in some areas, meaning that the house, it was rebuilt. Her then knocking on the door, as she does wait. And we do actually have where Midori he does round the corner and see Belle. Who? She is standing there with somebody speaking to her. As Midori he does turn and run up directly behind her. Hey, don't run off on me like that. Sorry, Drosiah. Okay. Rhea turning his head to look up at this person. Sorry, she got away from me. Your name. Doesn't that mean slave? Yes, it does. Let's not get into that right now. More importantly, do you know where this girl's family is? Another feline person? No. I haven't seen one that looks anything like her in a while. However, there's at least some things I found whenever I was cleaning up. Now, they would be invited inside. And Belle she does look through a few of the things this woman she has packed up and kept in a crate for quite some time. Belle going through it, she does find a few things. Old family memorabilia. And right he does look at some of the items. Some things he does understand. It looks to be a drawing or sketch of the family. And it's quite detailed from what he can see. So clearly that was very expensive to buy. Then there actually is, at least let's just say, a piece of cloth, a watch, and many other different items. Now, Roy he does go to at least bend down and grab the cloth that Belle she did put to the side. Roy analyzing it, as he does at least try to think. This is strange. That cloth. What is it? It appears to be fabric. One's primarily used in clothes. Really? Yes. Roy does say. His system asks Midori if he would like to use the unique skill track. Track? Yes. Variation of hunting skill. Tracker. Allows you to at least pick up on and catch faint, traces of not only a person's mana and their smell, but along with the trail they may leave behind. Now, Roya does find it to be quite interesting. Roya buying the skill, as he does then at least go to look down. Now, Roya he does do this, as he does then start to walk away, informing Bella that she does want to take the crate, then pick it up and then leave. I'm sorry, but I do have a question. What is it? Yes, I'm a Black Wolf clan. I'm of them. What is it? Nothing, it's just... Sorry. Whatever. Now, Midoriya and Belle, they do leave. And Midoriya, he does want to at least discover what's going on here. Now, the two, they do eventually head back to the inn. And we do have later that night. They try to follow the trail, but his tracking skill can apparently only do so much. The mana here that her sister did have, on the cloth, it is very recognizable. However, once you do actually try to follow it with so much mana in the air with how so much time has passed, yeah, It's more or less trying to find a needle in a haystack. Now, tonight at the inn, it does seem to be only Midoriya and Belle. Apparently, after they did return, Belle, or Lee and Ray, they both did head out on an adventure together. Surprisingly, they did take Midoriya's words to heart, and talked about how they're going to at least try to battle off against strong opponents. Now, Midoriya he was proud of Lee. From what he does remember, she doesn't really want to take a risk like that. She talked about how she wanted to get as strong as possible before she entered a battlefield. While maxing out her level is good, the fact that she's trying to do it through training purely would have taken her years. Now, we actually do then have Midoriya, who he's laying down, while Belle, she's still processing what that lady did tell her. Along with, or what the man did tell her. Along with that, Midoriya, he is at least trying to pay attention to certain things. The fact that he's so rare around here for being somebody of the Black Wolf clan, yeah, they're going to be attacked. And Midoriya, he does know that. As you do actually where Midoriya, he does finally hear something. Belle. Dorzaya, please, I just want to get under the bed right now. Dorzaya? What is it? Listen to me. Get under there right now. We're going to be attacked. About 2 minutes, enemies are coming our way. Really? But we can defend, right? You can just... Belle, listen, I have a plan. What is it? Trust me, get under the bed. Now, Belle, she would just throw herself down towards the ground and scurry under the bed, telling Dorzaya that she does trust him, but she just wants to know. Ray's just telling her that bandits are coming to take him and kidnap him, and he's assuming the same thing happened to her sister. So he's going to try and find a lead. Now, a little bit of time would pass as we do actually where a ruckus has started outside of the inn. The men, they've already broken in, and they're either, well, let's just say they've knocked at the lady at the front desk as they start to make their way up the stairs. Along with that, somebody does come flying through the window to attack Midoriya. Now, Midoriya, he would defend against this person, as he does try to make this fight look good. Now, Midoriya, he does wonder though. While he's currently fighting against this person with hand-to-hand combat, you do actually have where his door does get flung open. Midoriya is spinning that way, as the person who he is fighting against, they would throw a heavy chop downwards into the back of his neck. Midoriya falling forwards as he does smash onto the ground. And Belle, she does see Midoriya's face. As Midoriya, he does look at her and give her a slight little wink. As he does then mouth the words, follow. Now, they would tie up Midoriya and then drag him outside. As they load him up in a carriage, and they do then take him away. Now, as it's happening, the people they are talking. And Midoriya, he does listen in on this. So, can't believe we've actually found one. Yeah, it's insane. Aren't these guys supposed to be extinct? Yeah. It's not just that. This guy should fetch a mighty high price. Maybe a nobleman will want to buy him. Maybe. But something doesn't add up here. I heard this guy was supposed to be a warrior. He is. So that means it'll make it even easier. Higher prices, you know? Yeah, but still. We were able to catch him off guard, right? Yeah, we did. The guy was very strong, but I was able to catch him and get him in the back of the neck. Normally a blow like that would kill an average person. However, he'll live. What do you think about that, boss? Yes, I do. Besides, it's quite a shame we didn't see the other one there. Other one? Yes. From our information, he adventures with 3 well, beautiful women. And apparently, one of them, they look quite similar to someone we've, well, dealt with before. Now, Midori, he does pay attention to this part. The person talking about how, from the description she's heard, this person Midoriya was traveling with sounds like a cat person. Dark skinned and with light hair. And feline like features. Now, eventually they do get back to the hideout. And Midoriya, he is dragged to a cell where he is thrown inside. Now, we do actually then have a little bit of time later. After Midoriya is thrown inside, you do actually have where he does go to break the bindings. He does have behind his back. Now, you do then have where somebody, they do actually get Midoriya a slave collar. As the runes, they're inscribed into it, and then the person, they do go to walk away and head for Midoriya's cell. As they do open the door. Now, they do then go to walk up to Midoriya. And Midoriya, he does just do one thing. As the person, they do actually go to bring the collar over Midoriya's body, Midoriya, he does spin and directly grab the collar. Before, with his other hand, he does grab the person by their face, and he does stand up immediately, smashing them into the wall. Okay. So it was super easy to catch you guys. You were the slave traders. Now, the man, he's trying to scream for help. However, we actually do then have Midoriya, who does inform the man. Midoriya jabbing his fingers, or his, well, Midoriya using his hands and turning them into claws, jabbing his fingers directly into the part of the man's arm where his shoulder does bend. Now, Midoriya, he just dig these in deeper, and informing the man that if he does continue to scream, he'll completely take the arm off, and it won't be pretty what he does next. Now, the man does try to calm down, and Midoriya, he does just do one thing. Him going to at least say, do they remember 8 years ago? The village he was just staying in was attacked. He wants to know if a feline cat, or a, Midoriya saying the name of Belle's race, and then describing the lady, was taken by them. And the person, they just stare at Midoriya. I'm going to uncover your mouth, and if you scream, I'm going to rip your throat out. And for the next 30 seconds after that, you'll choke on your own blood. And your screams, they'll barely sound anything like what your voice does. A mangled, jarbled mess. Alright? Now, Midoriya doesn't move his hand down from the man's face directly to the man's throat, as the man does try to at least get a few words out. I don't remember anyone by that. Midoriya then twisting his fingers, as he does snap the man's neck. Such useless information. Now, we do actually cut to the point of view of a regular person. Or at least a regular person for the gang. As I will then describe exactly what they do see Midoriya do. We have the gang leader, who they're currently at least writing down the details of somebody they brought in. Okay. So this guy, he can fetch a good price. He's a warrior, so noblemen will want to see him, or at least inspect him. Plus, he did seem to be in top condition. And valiantly fought. There are room for improvements. So let's see if I can get any offers about this tomorrow. The person going to stand up. As we actually do cut to where she does hear screaming. And she does then turn towards her door as there's blood running out from underneath it. What the hell? The person going to grab their weapons. As they do at least bring their hand up and get ready to try and cast magic. Now, we do then have where she does open the door, after a minute of nothing happening. And it's completely dark. The torches in the cave have all gone out. And she does at least hear footsteps, quick movements, and then what sound like visceral screams. As Midoriya, he does disappear and reappear directly in front of men, slaughtering them and literally ripping them in half. As a lot of them, they're at least talking about the big wolf. It's the wolf, it's the wolf. As you do then have Midoriya, he does directly appear in front of the gang leader. The person going to at least try and stab their blade outwards, and Midoriya he just throw his arm up, and the blade does shatter against Midoriya's dragon skin. Midoriya then going to bring his hand up and directly grab the person by the throat and just lift them up into the air. Now, the person they do go to directly cast a fireball magic into his face. Midoriya is still sitting there as it does blow directly into his face. Now, the person they do look at Midoriya smugly, as they do see that nothing happened. Now, Midoriya would just throw the person back into their room, as he does then walk in and step forwards. Him actually pulling out a few of the knives of the men who he did just kill, throwing them outwards as they smash into the gang leader's feet. Her then screaming out in pain as Midoriya just step forwards and directly onto the lady's kneecap. So, you are the slave traders of the region. What the hell? How are you doing this? You were nowhere near this powerful back at the inn. I thought you were smarter than that. You should know a trick when you see one. What do you say? Him stomping downwards as he does break the lady's knee. Her screaming out in pain. Anyways, Midoriya would say bring his leg up directly on the other lady's knee. Or the lady's other knee. I'm looking for somebody. And if I don't find out where they are, we're gonna have a bit of a problem. Midoriya would say stomping downwards once again. And the lady should just look down. Both of her feet have knives in them, pinning her to the ground. And then her knees are busted. This guy's gotta be insane. Why would he do that if she's already pinned? Now, she is going to sit upwards and pull out the knives. As Midoriya he's already walked over and grabbed her logbook. Midoriya is very disappointed. This is a very thick book. Him flipping through a few things. As he does just try to think. Let's see. Now, Midoriya, he does just look around. Okay, descriptions. Now, Midoriya does look around for what could be best described as 10 minutes. As we do have where he does find a page. Perfect. Okay, this does appear to be her. Him turning around to watch as there's a blood path on the ground. And it's leading out the door. Midoriya following it. As you have the lady where she's currently trying to drag herself on the ground to get away. And she doesn't hear the footsteps echo throughout the caves. Oh, here comes the big bad wolf. The lady turning around to see red eyes piercing through the darkness. Her then going to spin back around and try and crawl faster, as Midoriya is directly in front of her. Her shocked as Midoriya does grab her by her chin. Alright, Midoriya says he does bring his thumb up directly over the lady's lip. You're going to give me the information I want. Otherwise, you can kiss that tongue goodbye. What are you? Call me revenge. Call me justice. It's quite simple. Now, what do I to say? Him holding up the log directly to her face, saying, "This purchase. Who bought her?" That's simple. A noble. He has a tenacity for her. Demi-humans. Human, is he? No, the noble's another demi. I'm so disappointed, Roy would say. As he does just look down at the woman. Okay, where is he at? Now, she would give Midoriya the information he does seek, as she also does begin to start begging for her life. And Midoriya does inform her of one simple thing. he will let her live. However, he will do it on his own terms. Roya going to bend down as screaming does begin. It echoes all throughout the entire cave. And the slaves who are currently here, they do hear it all. As many of them, they are scared. And many of them, they believe that this is going to be their last day alive. Until something bizarre does happen. Their slave collars, they all of a sudden come unlatched. Many of them, surprised that they do, pull the collars off immediately. Others hesitating to do so. And we do then have Murray does start to walk through the entire compound, him smashing through the locks and pulling them off. And many slaves do see this mysterious man covered in darkness. They can't tell, but there's piercing eyes directly through him. That's all they can really remember. The piercing eyes of a big bad wolf. And that sound that he does make. Now, we do actually have where all the slaves, they do find that they're free. And many of them, they do run out into the nearby town. As we do actually have where the town guard tonight, they're having trouble seeing through the fog and through the smoke. As all of a sudden, a large number of people do come running up. And they're all completely surprised. They do expect that this is an enemy attack or a raid. However, after they do see that it's ranging from men, women, and children, the guards, they do immediately issue that something's going on. As many of them do head out to see the civilians. Now, these are people who have been noticed as missing for years, or who have recently gone disappeared as adventurers. And many of them, they're trying to describe what happened. They don't know. They just remember seeing a pair of eyes and hearing what can be best described as a wolf growling. Now, this is all quite shocking. Up until something does fall out of the sky and directly smashes down onto the ground outside of the village where the guards, they all do currently reside. And they do see that it's the woman, or at least the slave trader, who she does have something carved into her back. Now, a lot of people, they are surprised as they do use torches to light exactly what is written or carved into her back. As it does just say, Big Bad Wolf. Now, many of them, they are confused. However, they do quickly begin to investigate what's going on. The Black Wolf Clan member was kidnapped from his room last night, and then he was taken prisoner. They're assuming that he was killed, or, well, sold off. So, this is a spirit of vengeance, many do believe. People describing it as a force of nature and a bloodbath, as they are at least able to investigate the caves where these people were being held. And it can be best described as a ruthless butchering slaughter. Now, we do actually cut to Midoriya and Bell. Midoriya's changed more than just his physical appearance this time, as him and Bell are walking through the town. Now, they do meet back up at the inn with Lee and Ray, and inform the two about what happened last night. Now, this is where the two are quite surprised. As all of them are leaving, you do have Morihita's speak about how they're going to find Bell's older sister. And this does surprise the two. Now, Morihita does also talk about a plan he does have. The demi-humans, they know who he is, and they probably believe him to be the last of his species. So, he's going to use that to his advantage. He wants to start a rumor about the big bad wolf. And it's going to be one that will go down in history. Now, the four, they do set out on their quest to find a lost family member. And Midoriya, he is ready. He knows that this might be a bad idea. It might not, they might not find what they want. However, they will at least find something. Answers. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.